You can talk it. I just don't want the action yet.
All right, so your ick is a girl that gives it up too quick. So I mean, it just takes two to tango.
It sounds bad when you say it out loud, but you know,
It's like I got laid. Ick. Come on, dude. Bye bye. Never seen you again,
Mom. I know you're
so
gonna watch
to
this.
all the women he had one night stands with, it's because you gave him the ick because you were too
I didn't
easy.
say I wasn't gonna take the ick. I'm just saying. Now it's getting all convoluted, damn it.
We've got a Reddit post from the dating advice. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
What are some icks you guys get if someone says or does it within the first few dates? Think about it for a second. Okay. Okay. So for this guy, his is, mine is, you're so nice. You're so nice. He says, I immediately know that it's over when she says
that's
that.
Friend zone.
Yeah,
Immediately.
right.
Yeah.
He says, I immediately know that it's over when she says that. I've never heard a woman say, you're just so nice to a guy she was really into. Kindness is important, but if it's the first thing she thinks of when thinking of him, it's probably friend vibes, just like you guys from Friend Zone. I noticed that the women who describe me as charismatic or mysterious are typically more into it than the women who call me nice. Honestly, that word kind of lost all positive connotation. If she says it, then I probably did something wrong. That to me, that's not a very extreme ick, but like, what are some of your icks? Because there are some interesting icks that people have.
I don't know if that qualifies as an ick, because to me, the ick is like, this is something you did that has just turned me off. But that's a signal that she's saying,
I'm not into you.
I actually kind of got the ick from you, bro.
exactly. Well,
you're too nice. I like fuckboys.
exactly. I want to be treated like shit. So please, skedaddle. Right. No, what that means is like, you're so nice. We'll continue to go out and have date-like activities, but not date-like activities, if you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And then till she finds a guy that she is doing those extracurricular activities with,
then he gets kicked at the curb.
Yeah.
Right.
Or he starts to hear about the stories of,
well, no, because
I'm going out with this
now
guy.
they're friends.
He's
Now
so
they're
great.
friends.
Exactly.
They're
he gets
friends.
to hear all the stories.
I was walking by one night, and there was a guy out in the street, and he was on the phone, and he was talking to someone, and they hadn't hung out in a while. So it was the vibe I got. And then I heard on the, I think it was on she said, as a speakerphone, and she said, someone doesn't care about you. And he was like, I don't give a fuck about so and so, and it was a guy. So she is dating a dude. And he's like, he doesn't care if we hang out. And he's like, I don't give a shit about him. And I was like, oh, he got friend zoned. He wanted more. And she's like, why aren't we hanging out anymore? Because you're dating someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now
that wasn't what he wanted. Yeah, he wanted something
and
else.
it was just like, it was so obvious.
Now
I
it's
felt for that guy.
Yeah, because
he was out there drinking.
It's a waste of time, money, everything, because it's not going to lead to the goal he had set in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I don't think that qualifies as an ick for him. I think that's qualified.
Do you have an ick?
I feel like, it's more of a signal, like, okay, I need to back off.
Honestly, this is gonna say I think I'm actually more conservative or prudish than I thought I was, even though I've done some wild shit in my day.
Okay.
But if a woman dresses too provocatively on a first date, I'm not liking it. I don't want super provocative.
I know.
I don't want lots of tits and ass hanging out.
You're gonna get a mouthful.
As I understand.
I don't want it.
There's
because
never too much cleavage.
I feel like it's signaling too much for other people. I don't need that.
That sounds like an insecure move.
No, I don't. It's like, why? Why do you gotta? I don't.
Because it's for you.
If only you had been here for my recent stories of somebody I went on a few dates with. A few dates over the course of a month.
Yeah.
And you want to know what my ick was?
What's up?
Well, he kind of gave off multiple ick vibes. One of them, we'll get into the others in a second. One of the ick vibes was him telling me what I can and cannot wear.
Okay. I'm not telling someone what they can and cannot wear.
Oh,
I'm
he
just
definitely
saying,
was. It was a absolutely not kind of vibe. Like I get silent treatment for a whole day if he doesn't like my dress.
That was a straight red pill dude.
But also, my ass was not out. Okay, maybe in one of my pairs of shorts, but I didn't know. And he told me, and I never wore them again because I don't want my ass out.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't know. We were playing golf.
Here's the thing.
I got bitten over. I had no idea.
Can we see those shorts? I don't mind when a girl dresses sexy. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's wifey material. If they're coming out super, I'm talking just scantily clad, because here's the thing. In my mind, okay, so let's say they're going to go out on that girls' night out and they're dressed the same way. Nah.
But let me ask you something.
Nope.
Was she wearing this when you met her?
Right. Did you know what her wardrobe was when you asked her on a date?
That's a big part of it.
I don't know. You asked me a fucking ick and I just gave you something.
No, I'm just saying.
But we're trying to dissect the icks now.
We're getting deep.
And now we're moving on to money. No, I just been having a realization that either I'm a little bit more conservative socially than I thought I was, or I'm just a straight prude, or maybe they're both together. But when I don't need you to be. I'm not talking about be like fucking hijabbed up and shit. But I think there's a nice balance where you can look elegant and sexy and still have your curves out. Mm-hmm. But in a way that isn't your shit hanging out too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind a little cleavage.
What about at home? Is this just public?
Public.
Okay.
So I got silent treatment for a whole ass day because my dress had a slit. Like, that's how not horrible my outfit was. That's how not, my ass was not out. My tits were not out. It was a slit. And the comment was, if I think you're sexy, then other people think you're sexy.
That's true.
But like, what's the problem with that if I'm not paying them any attention?
Yeah, I mean, you can't stop what other people think about you.
Exactly. I could be wearing a whole ass fucking bodysuit and the motherfucker's gonna think I look sexy. I'm sorry.
I think the idea there is like, I know other guys are going to be approaching you, and I don't trust you.
That's not necessarily the case.
It's trust and security, really, is what it is.
It's the same as you see your girl looks good. You're walking out. You know men. They're going to notice her too. They look back. They see it. Ooh.
Yeah, but looking good is different than being super scantily
clad. Doesn't matter what we're guys. Does it really matter?
And when we go to the beach, she can't wear a bikini.
Box.
She has to wear
a nice looking box. We're going to look at that box.
Right.
The problem.
And that was part of his reaction was that, like, it's gotta be like a security thing. Like, he's just like, well, it's really not that big of a deal because I've dated chicks that when they bend over, their dress shows their whole pussy. Then why the fuck are you like bitching at me for? This is a whole ass ick.
And this is the thing too. It's like, if she looks good, you acknowledge she looks good. You look at me, I look at you. I say thank you in my head because it's still she's mine.
That's for my check. Me. I'm latched onto his arm.
Exactly. No matter, like I said, it could be a cardboard box. It could say U-Haul on the side. It doesn't matter. If that box is a nice fitting box on her, people are going to look. Mm-hmm. It's what she does about that look that matters in your relationship.
And if you know her well enough to know that she, like, we just talked about it. I'm not out here in these streets. I don't give a fuck about, like, if I'm fucking with somebody, even if I'm not in a committed relationship, I'm really not out here looking for other people.
I haven't seen you, of course, I haven't seen you on a date, but I ain't seen you dressed in the way that I'm talking about.
Oh, I have.
Okay.
Have you?
Well, I think the same stuff you were wearing that person was talking about.
How about next week you come dressed like that, and I'll tell you if it's what I'm talking about.
Bet.
All right.
He's like, I don't want to see a photo.
All right.
Come live.
Live. For the live show, I will wear one of these dresses.
Yeah, we're doing that Sunday, live show. Hey, what about you, Money? What's your ick?
All kind of views.
What's your ick?
Okay. One of my icks would be, I had it too before we got sidetracked. Okay, so one of my icks would be probably, I guess I'm a little old-fashioned, moving too fast sexually. And I say that because every guy wants to move fast sexually, but in my mind, if you're moving fast sexually with me, I'm not a phenomenon. I'm not the only one. In my mind, it could be. Don't want to judge every scenario, but I'm thinking if you're moving fast with me, you move fast with others. I'm patient. I got time.
So how fast is
Okay,
fast?
okay.
First date, second date, third date?
Yeah, what is fast?
First 10 minutes. No. No, I honestly, I'm still that guy. Give me 3. Trust me.
Minutes?
Give me 2-3 dates. No, I'm not gonna lie. Dates.
Oh.
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm a man. I still want the first date,
Sure thing.
But it's not even gonna tie back to a respect of that person. It's more of a respect for me too. And I'm gonna admit it's not always been the case. But I'm older now. I'm more patient now. Things have changed for me. I don't want that because again, I'm dating my age, so I feel like if you're still doing that, you're doing stuff that's younger to me. Like, I'm patient. Take your time. Just talk it. You can talk it. I just don't want the action yet.
All right, so your ick is a girl that gives it up too quick. So it just takes two to tango.
It sounds bad when you say it out loud, but
It's like, I got laid, ick. Come on, dude. Bye-bye. Never seen you again.
Mom, because I know you're going to watch
to
this.
all the women he had one night stands with, it's because you gave him the ick. Because you were too
I didn't
easy.
say I wasn't going to take the ick. I'm just saying. Now it's getting all convoluted, damn it.
I already told your mom you got a hoe on your hands.
You got to remember, too.
Way back in the day.
I said the timeline, such things have changed over the last 25 years
Got it. Sure thing.
Being active and whatnot. So it's
I think there's virtue to taking a little bit of time to get to know the person.
I just want to, yeah.
3 dates, there's a lot of people who's like, you have to have sex early to make sure you got the chemistry there. But 3 dates is pretty early.
I
That's
feel
what I
like
say too. I was gonna say it doesn't have to be the 3. I think that was I don't
It's a
know
ballpark,
who created that.
Like,
We
some
just all
people
rolled
do.
with it.
Some people have like a 3-month rule.
Yeah, 3
I've
months.
heard of that before.
Heart attack.
Heart fluttered for a second. It's like what? What do we do?
I've heard of.
I got to
3
invest
month
that
rule.
much. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, 3 months too kind of aligns with that honeymoon period, where for the first 90 days or so, it's like you're just because you got all that new love and new interest and all that shit's going, and you can't see all their flaws yet.
Yeah.
Or their flaws are just interesting little quirks. They're not icks totally. And then it's like, oh God, he farts too much.
Well, that's
Yuck.
the thing is I still believe in building
do
the
that.
vibe and that connection because that makes it better, in my opinion.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I feel like if we can have good conversation, everything that is gonna be better because I'm already building that connection with you. If it's immediate, it's not. I don't think we're gonna form that yet. Not saying it's gonna be bad or good. It's just I'm okay.
Sometimes though, you get like sex goggles are a real thing, just like beer goggles, right?
Because you're getting that good D.
What the fuck was that face?
Because I was thinking about the beer goggles before you even said it.
But yeah, like sex goggles is a real thing. It's
Yeah.
no different than beer goggles. How there's just this haze or
Give her that grade A right out the gate. You
Part
gotta
of the
start
problem with
CD,
that though is like
you
if
know?
you get caught up in that and there's no future, all the other people who there could be a future with, they don't get a chance unless you're conscious of it and you're able to like try to. It's like you just that's the part of the problem with just casual sex,
I'm
man.
trying to think about other icks though. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's things, but those are.
Oh, you know what?
Red flags already.
Being rude. This is going to be a serious one. Being rude to the
Oh.
service people. That if you're out on a restaurant and they're just rude to them.
Yeah, you would take that super personal hug. You'd be like,
I'm super kind, and a girl I dated always thought I was flirting with people. Maybe I was.
yeah, I was about to say.
Oh my
You're
God.
probably like borderline, like.
But I'm also just really nice
Right.
to the. I'm really really kind to the ladies, and
But I like that because that shows. I feel like that shows like how patient you are with people.
Yeah.
And how serious you take things sometimes. Sometimes it's just, it's not their fault. It's out of their control. It's delayed. It's like, where's our food at? Like, you don't, like, you can ask, like, hey, I know it's busy. Is there any kind of update on when I might get my food? Like, how you, I mean, that's a big red flag. Like, you are horrible to service industry people. you are probably horrible to just people in general, because that means your patience and everything
Facts.
else is just
Holy
awful.
fuck.
Awful.
Yeah.
So that's a good test.
A lot of the people that I've been out with where they
Right.
are like that at a restaurant where, like, there's a difference between, yo, I got to check on this, or listen, y'all gave me some crazy shit here.
Yeah,
like, there's a difference
seriously.
between that and why haven't they come out like huffing and puffing about
Right,
shit?
exactly.
Yeah. Like, and usually the ones that are huffing and puffing got other fucking traits where it's just they treat people like shit in general.
And they're probably the same ones that are like, oh, I don't understand why you don't want to call me back. It's like, because you're an asshole.
And they're scantily clad, just like, whatever. No. But I think that one, you're on a first date,
Yeah.
so, right? So that's like, ooh.
It's an easy one to detect. Yeah.
What other icks do you have, Cakes?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've been on a first date. I have to fucking start working on this. Like, is this bitch giving me the ick right there?
You got to pull out his Rolodex of memories. Like, hold on,
So I
hold
was
on,
watching The Button. You ever seen The Button?
Mm-mm.
It's a thing that actually happens here in Seattle. The cut, and then people, you've seen it. They sit and the two people sit across from each other. There's a button that
Yeah,
goes,
they hit the button real
and they're
fast.
basically,
yes.
like trying to set up a date or something.
Yes.
And
Never heard of this.
Well, as soon as someone
show it
does
to
something the
you.
other person doesn't like and they want to get rid of that person, whoever hits the button first, the other person leaves.
yeah,
Oh.
but there's only specific times the button will light up, and so the button will ask questions, right, or tell a fun fact about Butta, and then we get to talk about that, and then if that's like your ick, it comes in, and the red light comes in. Whoever hits it first.
Yeah.
And so there was this one. God, what was his name? Oh man, he was a rapper, producer, writer, and sells tires.
And sells tires?
Yeah, that's how he makes his money, is selling tires. But he's a rapper, he's a producer, he's all these things.
Okay.
And then this girl comes on and she asks, "Well, how much money do you make?" She can't date someone who makes less money than her.
Okay. Okay.
And so she asked, "How much money do you make?" And he wouldn't tell her.
Yeah, that's his business.
So the button came on and he did it.
yeah. Yeah.
Would you ask a guy on the first date, "How much money you make?"
Mm-mm. No, I don't. I don't need to know how much money he makes, as long as he's supporting himself and is not expecting me to support him. I understand that things come up when you're deep into a relationship. Like, you guys have been together a long time. Something extreme might happen to where you do need to support for a period of time. But when the expectation is there that one or the other should be supporting the other, unless somebody willingly says, I don't want you to work, I just want to take care of you. Like, you better be expecting to carry your fucking part, right?
Yeah.
Male or female. That's my perspective.
So
I don't care how much a dude makes, because I know I got mine, right?
Sure.
Like, I got my shit. So I'm not worried about what he's making as long as he's got his shit. So if we combine, then we fucking.
I mean, I can see where it's, finances are an important thing, but maybe on the first date,
No.
you know what I
As long
mean?
as he get paid.
At
for
some
the
point in
first
time, though,
date,
you
right?
probably when you start getting serious, you probably got to figure that out.
Right.
Because there's been so many times I've seen, people like, I married this person and didn't know they had $100,000 in debt.
Who the bleep did I marry?
And now I
Yeah.
got that on me.
Well,
So
not to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, but one of my boys was telling me that, like, that's one of the 3 questions that people ask, that he asks now. It's like, what's your credit score? Like, they're asking those financial questions earlier, because you're right. You start dating someone, you get connected to them, blah, 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 and then you find out they have this. You don't necessarily want to take out that burden. You could have fought that burden, years ago in your life, and you're like, I don't want to take
all
on
right,
that
well, what's
burden.
the 3 questions? What's your body count? What's your credit score?
No.
What's the other number you're looking for?
I remember 2 of them. One was, what does your mom look like? What's
Oh,
your credit
because he
score?
wants to know how you're gonna look like
How you
older.
gonna age? I can't remember the third. And I don't want to spend time digging into.
Hey, baby,
What
can I
does
see a picture of your mom?
look like?
Oh,
But I
man, she
look
kind of
like
hot. Hey, we can keep this going.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily look old like your
That's
mom.
fucked up. Like, think about it, because you are assuming that you would look dope as fuck when you're old.
Well, yes, men do
That's
age
true.
more gracefully.
That's a lie.
Not
I
all.
don't know. I don't
Not
know.
all.
That's
don't
a
know.
fucking lie.
People tell me I look like I'm 25 still.
That's also a lie.
They are telling you. I don't know why they lied to you. I'm trying to think of some other icks. Like, there's red flags. If red flags would be considered icks, though, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
Same thing.
Yeah.
So let me think. I'm trying to think of
like I think we're like first date icks, right? Is that what the topic was?
Early on,
icks,
not
yeah.
necessarily first date, but early on. Just you start noticing it pretty quick, and you're like, nah, I think I'm good on this.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like.
Oh no.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
Having to repeat myself.
So what?
What'd you say?
Having, but not in the, I know what you guys just tried to do there, but that's not what I meant by that.
Okay. Oh, like you said,
Where
like,
they ask me a question, I tell them, and they don't fucking believe me, and I have to keep telling them that.
Same person.
You know too much. But like, that's actually some of these icks I didn't know were icks.
Right.
So
Recently.
what's an example
Okay.
of something that you're telling them, like a factual thing?
I'm so glad you asked.
You know what?
Do you have sex videos online?
What do you mean? Like, am I out there?
This is the question I was asked.
Oh, okay. And you said no.
Exactly. And
I've
so
searched high and low, and there ain't none out there. Just kidding.
I said,
Those toes are
no.
Yeah, he didn't believe me.
He says, are you sure?
Well,
Bitch, I said no.
so.
Fuck.
Like you could have said like ones that I'm aware of, because dudes can be creepy as fuck, right? And put that stuff out there.
True. But if you're asking me, then you're assuming that these are videos I would be aware of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a conversation carries on. A few minutes, like whole ass subject change and everything. Few minutes, Money's over here like, I know this story.
I heard this one live.
So subject changes, and I'm just like, I'm like, did he really just ask me if I'm sure? Okay, you know what? Okay, this is the same dude that got pissed at a fucking slit in my dress. Okay, you know what?
This guy's been damaged.
So apparently, so then,
You seen him next week then?
few minutes, absolutely not. I haven't seen him in almost a year now.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
So then he conversation carries on, and he's like, "You're right." I'm like, "Well, yeah, but about what?" And he goes, "You don't have any videos online." And I just look at, were you just Googling that shit?
How did he find out? How do you figure that out?
And so
Is there a way you can put an image into some
It's the
sex
fact
video
that he
finder?
even looked.
the fact that he was sitting there for multiple minutes while we had a whole other conversation on Google trying to find if I have videos.
So you're talking to him and he's scrolling, and he's scrolling, and you're talking to him. That may probably make you feel like you're heard.
And so then I'm like, wait, what? Were you just Googling that shit? And he's like, are there any other names that you might go by? I'm like, the audacity.
So that's it. Like, you got any cute nicknames? You're just trying to get that out of you, and then you do like down a
You
rabbit
said
hole.
what now?
Is that BUTTA or like?
Wow.
Lord.
I'm telling you,
Wow.
that is wild.
This one person brought out whole new icks that I was not aware I had.
That happens too.
But he did that on multiple occasions, different things that he would ask, and I would tell him my answer, and he would not believe my answer and would ask me, "Are you dating anybody else?" No. Are you sure? Yes, I'm fucking sure. Like, what are we talking about here? First of all, and so I respond, are you like wanting to be like serious about this? Like, are you trying to be, in a committed relationship with me or something? I don't understand. Why are you so hung up on whether I'm dating other people? We've made it clear, especially since we've only gone on one date at this point, that we aren't committed to each other. So why are you worried about whether I'm dating other people? And to the point where you won't believe me when I say I'm not. You're the only person I've gone on dates with recently.
Recently. So you
Months
have been,
prior to.
Oh, months.
I can't stand you. Have I said that lately?
You're digging.
That's my job.
But the other thing was I took a nap.
Oh man.
And he didn't he.
Are you
where
sure
were
you took a nap?
You were MIA for hours. Yeah, because I was asleep.
It's so crazy because
And now I'm calling you back because I'm awake.
I've seen recently so many
paranoia.
memes
Yeah,
about that.
it was
Like,
too much.
you be talking, people fall asleep, and then you're like, oh, they're out doing something, or they're with somebody they
I
can't
texted you
answer.
at 3 a.m. You didn't text back. What were you
Right?
doing?
It's like,
Sleeping.
I'm sleeping. But then they're like, bullshit.
This guy's been hurt before.
Oh.
He has been.
Yeah,
he
somebody
is,
ran.
not. I'm not. Obviously, you got to figure your shit out, homie. But he probably had someone who really fucked him up. And then there must be some red pill playbook. No, it's not yours. There must be some red pill playbook that has this line in there.
Hey,
Are you sure?
I think there was a,
wait a minute, let me think
cultural
about it.
side to it, though.
I
But
thought so.
Not to that extreme.
You know what? I thought so.
What culture was this?
African. I thought to an extent.
African is a big continent.
But
Part Kenyan,
for the fucking
Nigerian,
the wardrobe,
Ugandan,
right?
Sudanese.
I thought that was cultural for a second.
Right.
Until the last 2 years, last year my son was in the Afro fashion show. Yeah. This year again, but this year having already had that experience, I paid attention to these outfits in the Africa fashion show. And they were more revealing than what he got pissed at me for. I'm like, it was not cultural. It was a him thing. It was a him
he
problem.
Control.
Yeah, it was a control issue. Yeah, it truly was. But yeah, it just brought out new icks that I had no idea were even.
It don't matter what part of
No,
Africa.
because you have so many different cultures.
We're not going to go into.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the Africa.
I mean, I know what it is.
The Africa fashion show is covering all,
Exactly.
right? So,
like if he was a Mogadishu Muslim, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be different.
Sure.
Somalian, right? It's going to be different. You know what I mean?
Sure, but
as opposed to something else.
This was a him thing.
Yeah.
It truly was. But like he made it very clear he had dated girls that were more extreme in the wardrobe situation than I was. And that was kind of just like, okay, so what you're telling me is that these people have scarred you and now you're taking it out on me. You know my history on shit. Yeah. And I'm not taking that out on you. So if you're not ready for that, I ain't it. I'm not it. And that's what I told him. I said, yo, I'm not what you're looking for. Here's why I don't think so. And then he showed up at my door. So
ick. I think that
was a massive ick. You don't fucking come to my house uninvited. Period. The end.
You know what? Absolutely, probably was expecting. It was like that. She's with someone else right now. He's trying to find out. Like, I know I'm gonna catch her. Mm-hmm. She's with someone. Poor guy. Mm-hmm. It's all right. Hey, all right. Well, that's the icks, huh? I'm sure I'll find next time I have a date.
We can have a part 2.
And if if I hit up a new ick, I'm pretty easy going.
I'm
except when it comes to wardrobe.
You trigger for others.
You have to imagine. I'm really talking about extreme stuff here.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you got some cleavage. I'm talking about like extreme stuff I've seen, and I'm like, I like looking at it, but I don't need that on my arm. That's how
you don't want other people looking at yours on.
I am a hypocrite.
But look at it as
I admit
like,
to it.
You should look at it as like, I landed that.
Exactly.
And
now cover yourself
up. Have it.
Now cover your ass up.
That's like you winning an Oscar, but like,
good.
I don't want it because the Oscar's naked. Like, it's showing too much. Like, I want it, but I don't want it.
I think that was a horrible example.
No. You guys suck.
Do better.